The video game industry is begging for a crash. Almost like these thirsty ass niggas online hanging these girls' DMs. Begging for some ass. Defense mode switching to attack mode, and yeah, I know I haven't been online in a while. I haven't made a video in a while, but life was lifing for a minute there. And then I lost what we call inspiration. In other words, I stopped giving a shit. But the video game industry is begging for a crash. Like, I was gonna make a video called Nintendo's on Crack to follow up my Sony's on Crack thing, but too much time has passed now. But then every fucking week, Nintendo does something stupid to amplify that Nintendo is indeed on crack. Nintendo has what we call the big dick I'm winning syndrome. Or at least that's what I call it. You know, remember when Sony killed it in fucking PlayStation 2 and it came on PS3 and completely fucked everything up? And Nintendo pretty much did the same thing here. Nintendo's getting way too big ahead. I mean, Nintendo is freaking out of whack. Now, the console being $450 or even $500, I don't really care about. You know why I don't care about it? Because it's a one-time price. Now, I know what I said about PlayStation, and I said PlayStation's on crack. And the reason I said PlayStation's on crack is because they priced their console at $700. And it's not even a brand new console, not against the PlayStation 6. It's the PS5, which is basically, you know what the Nintendo Switch was for the Wii U, or the Wii was for the GameCube, how the Wii wasn't really a much stronger system. It was just kind of like an enhanced version of the GameCube, and how the Wii U was like finally a much, more beefier version, but then the Switch from the Wii U wasn't that much of a graphical power difference, and all that stuff. The PS5 to the PS4 to the PS3, like, it was a significant bump, but it wasn't that big a bump. But the PS5 from the PS4 to PS5 was even less of a significant jump. Like, the PS5 is basically a PS4 Pro Part 2, It's the PS4 Pro XL. It's not that much more powerful, that different than PS4. You play a game on the PS4, you play a game on the PS5, or you play a game that was strictly made for the PS5, it's not that big a difference that you're gonna care, That's always made fun of the PC game, the PC masturbate rate so much for. The game is so much more powerful, it's not enough for me to give a fuck. You might as well be drinking a Pepsi and talking about how much better it is than a fucking Coke, and it tastes better and all that shit. It's like, I can barely taste the difference. You give me a Coke, I prefer Coke, but do I absolutely need it over Pepsi? No. If a can of Pepsi is around, you fucking drink it too. It's fine. It's soda. Like pizza. Yeah, Papa John's probably has the best pizza, but you have Pizza Hut or even Little Caesars. Or even a freaking frozen pizza from the freaking your local grocery store that you fucking put in the oven. That I get as much satisfaction from that than I do fucking Papa John's. Maybe because it's cheaper. That's the feeling Little Caesars gives me now. The point I'm trying to make is, it's not a big enough difference to give a shit about. The days of big graphical leaps, the last big graphical leap we have was to the 3D games for the 2D games. From NES to SNES to 64, and from 64 on PlayStation to PS2 and GameCube. That was like the last real big leap. And then the I gotta admit, the PS2 to PS3 was a pretty good leap as well. And Xbox 360, and of course the Wii was just GameCube, part 2. But that was it. Now the graphical leaps are not that big a fucking difference. You can only get so much. Your graphics can only get so good. It's getting to the point where now, when you used to watch a Pixar or DreamWorks or a 3D Disney movie like Toy Story, this is like graphics enhanced, like computer animated graphics to the nth degree. Games are now pretty much as good as that now. So how much further can we go? What, the grass is a little bit more greener and then your new console, or you could see the fucking bug flying on the fucking grass and eating it, or a ladybug? Who gives a fuck? But the point I'm trying to make is, let me just go to the point. I was dragging that out too long. The point I was trying to make is that the PlayStation, the PS5 Pro, is the pricing at $700 is fucking ridiculous. All right, the PS is not that big a fucking graphical leap from the PS5 to the PS5 Pro to price it that fucking much. Because this is for the hardcore gamers. What the fuck does that even mean? What what you really meant to say was, this is for the rich motherfuckers, and for the people that have expendable incomes and still live in a mom's house and don't really have to pay rent that much. They have extra. That's what the fuck you mean. Because I'm a hardcore gamer to the T, but if I'm broke, I know what they're trying to say. Oh, even though you're broke, you're such a dedicated little bitch gamer, and you want the best of the best, that you're gonna waste money you don't have to get this fucking console, you little bitch. That's what they're trying to say. This is for the hardcore gamer, which basically means this is for the fucking retards who have no fucking self-control at all. Can't stop themselves from masturbating. Can't fucking go out to the gym and get them exercise. The people with no fucking self-control at all and completely impulse control. No impulse control at all. Just do things based on impulse, and they're fucking retarded. And probably still living in their mom's basement or whatever the fuck. Buy this console, you stupid fuck. And look at the difference in the game graphics when the Spider-Man on the PS5 Pro was stupid. I used to be a graphics whore too. We all started off as graphic whores when we first started gaming, right? But eventually we get to the point where it's like, does it really matter that much? Do I have an expendable income? I don't. Because if you're a person with expendable income, you can afford it, cool. But for the average, especially in this economy, you know, if the economy didn't suck, if fucking Biden, that old demented fuck Biden didn't destroy the economy and damn near destroy the country to a fucking ground, maybe we wouldn't care so fucking much. I wouldn't care so fucking much. But my God, it's fucking disastrous. You know, and then Nintendo is like, hey, you know, the price in the console at $450 or $500, I don't give a fuck. I paid $500 for the PS5. So why the fuck would I care about the Nintendo Switch 2 being that, you know, that much graphics? Why would I care? I don't care. You know, because it's a one-time price. The thing I care about the most is the gaming price is what I care about. That's what bothers me the most. I didn't give a fuck that the PS5 was $500. I cared about the game price going from 60 to 70. That bothered me. Because if you buy the console once, all right, we've all bought an expensive ass phone that we regret buying, and we're like, yeah, I didn't really need this. I bought a Google Pixel Fold, and then once I got over the initial, oh my God, the fold for feeling, then I quickly realized, okay, this is a waste of my fucking money. It's not that big a difference. It's like, well, I'm at work most of the time, so I can't open it up and watch it at work because people are gonna see me and fucking snitch on me. And then when I'm home, I just have my TV and shit, so it's gimmicky. And then I got myself the Razr, the flip phone, which is like my favorite phone. But after a while, you know, flipping it so many times, and the inside starts cracking a little bit, and it gets the fucking, and then you're like, oh yeah, this is stupid. Why not just get myself a normal phone that doesn't do any of this stupid shit? A cheaper one. So, the point I'm trying to make is, an expensive console sucks, but once you can get the money to buy it because it's just a one-time thing. And then you have it for like 5 years, right? So that's why console being expensive is not that big a deal. The only problem I had with the PS5 Pro was the fact that it was an enhanced version. It was a fucking enhanced version. It was an enhanced version of the fucking PS5. If it was the PS6, okay, I could see, you know, $700 is fine. What I care about is the games, because after you buy the console, what you're gonna be paying for a lot are the fucking games. That's what you're gonna be spending most of your money on, is the games. Spending $500 one good time on the consoles is whatever. But throughout that console's history, you're gonna be paying for games. So the pricing of the games is bothering me. And Nintendo fucking did the ultimate sin. First of all, the Switch 2 is not that much more powerful. Okay, it's more powerful than the Switch, of course it is, because the Switch wasn't that much more powerful than the Wii U. But it's not like I'm trying to gather my thoughts here. It's not like the console is more powerful than PS5 is more powerful than you, but they have their games at 70. They only brought it up $10. Your bitch ass decided to bring it up to $80. You only had like one or two games on your original Switch that were $70, which is Zelda, which is just bullshit. But whatever, it's Zelda. People were willing to make the sacrifice. And I guess that was a mistake, because now they're getting the big-headed, big dick syndrome. Like, hey, we're number one. We'll take what the market wants, and they'll fucking bow down because gamers are a bunch of pussies. You know, a video game crash happened at one point, right? Video games was very popular in the 70s and 80s, and then the video game market crashed. And Nintendo's the one, coincidentally enough, that saved it with the NES. Pricing it like a toy, pricing it good. You know, Sony always sells their PlayStation consoles at a loss. They always set it at a loss just so that, you know, knowing they're going to make money in the back end, just so they can get into people's homes. And then over time, they'll start making money. And of course, you start buying the games, the software, which is going to make them, you know, the money anyway. But Nintendo thinks it's a good idea because they're a bunch of greedy fucking pieces of shit. Not only are they overprotective about their fucking stupid-ass IPs, but they're fucking greedy fucking pieces of shit to the point of annoyance. That they're willing to they'll outprice the fans, but now going to $80 for the digital and pricing the physical games at $90 just so that they get the more incentive to buy the digital. So they raised it $10 more just because they can, not because they have to, because they're cunts. And then we're just supposed to fucking, I guess us being the fucking faggot gamers that we are, we're just gonna fucking accept the dick that's being forced into us, and we're just gonna fucking do it, right? We're all gonna buy the Switch 2 a fucking day one, and we're all gonna spend $80 on these games. Let me tell you something. I have so many games to beat, it's not funny. I have such a back catalog of games I haven't beaten yet. That is not funny. I have to beat Tales of Arise I haven't beaten yet. I have to beat the Yakuza Like a Dragon, the original one, not the other one that came out already. I'm talking about Like a Dragon, the original one. Haven't beat that. Haven't beat Tales of Arise. I just beat Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. I have to beat God of War and Ragnarok. I have Final Fantasy 16 I have to beat. I bought that game. I haven't even played it yet. I'm waiting to beat Ragnarok and freaking Final Fantasy 16 before I freaking get Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth and play and beat that. Get Spider-Man 2, play and beat that. I haven't beaten fucking Astro Chain on my Switch. I haven't beaten Tokyo Mirage. I haven't beat Xenoblade Chronicles X. I haven't beat Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I have Super Mario Bros. Wonder that I haven't beaten. I haven't beaten fucking Fire Emblem 3 Houses. Still trying to beat that. And I haven't bought Fire Emblem Engage, and I haven't bought freaking Zelda Tears of the Kingdom because I want to beat a few games before I play those games. I have so many and that's just naming a few games I haven't beat. I know there's more. I have so many games that I have to beat that'll take me a century and a half. And I have my Steam Deck where I'm playing Legend of Legaia, and I'm trying to beat that game for the first time in my life. I have games to play that can last me the rest of this fiscal year. We're in May. I have games that will last me the rest of the fucking year. I don't have to buy a new console. I don't have to buy a new fucking game. I don't even have to waste my fucking time buying a fucking video game. And this is a very bad economy, and we're all fucking broke, for most of us. You know, most of us, we're not living with our fucking parents, all that shit. We're a roommate, we're doing something, but we're surviving. We're out there, we're paying rent, we're paying bills, we have car notes, we have blah. Some of us have mortgages, and money's tight, and the economy fucking sucks. And we're all barely fucking surviving. We're barely surviving, we're sure as hell not thriving. We're barely getting there, and we all have our love for video games. Look, if you're broke like I am, get yourself a Steam Deck and fucking start playing emulators and fucking play all the games from your past or your childhood nostalgia and fucking have a ball. Alright? Because I'm done buying games day one, and I'm done buying consoles day one. Because this is ridiculous. I'll eventually get the Switch too, but I'm not getting it right away. I'm not getting it day one like I did in the original Switch. The Switch I got day one. I'm not getting this day one. I'm going to get the Switch 2 eventually somewhere down the line. And when I fucking feel like it, I'll start buying a game here and a game there. Like, all the games are all going to be upgraded to the Switch 2. Fuck that. I'm not spending 80 and 90. I'm going to just fucking, like, when the new freaking Pokemon Legends games come out, I'm going to just buy that for the original Switch. And there's going to be a lot of games still coming out for the Switch. So I'm going to just keep buying them on the Switch when I feel like it. And just play my games and take my sweet-ass time playing these Switch games. Take my sweet-ass time playing these PS4 and even PS5 and PS4 games I haven't beaten yet. I'm going to just take my sweet motherfucking time playing these games and take as long as I fucking want. I'll take the next 5 years if I have to, playing these games. And when I feel like giving a motherfucker, I'll get the Switch 2 and I'll buy, and when I feel like buying 1 or 2 games, I will. But I'm going to take my sweet time. They're not going to get money off of me. They can get money off of you and all the other saps. They're going to waste their money and make Nintendo not regret doing this at all. Because you want shit to change, you fucking spend your money wisely. You vote with your wallet. If you're pissed off about all this shit like I am, and you go buy the Switch 2 day one, and you spend $80 here, $80 there, $90 here on all these video games back to back, day one, all this shit, you think Nintendo's gonna change? Remember, this is not your friend. This is not your freaking family member, all this shit. This is a greedy faggot corporation, and they'll rape you for every little penny you got as long as you let them. And if you let them, they will. If someone pulls your pants down, about to come on you, about to make you take it in the ass, if you don't fight them off and just pray to Jesus and close your eyes, the dick's getting in your ass. But if you freaking vote with your wallet, that's when shit changes. That's when people backtrack. That's why when the iPhone start taking away the headphone jack and take away this and put away the charger, if you fucking morons wouldn't have bought the fucking new iPhone without those features, they would have learned their lesson and made sure it would have been back within a generation or two. Not a generation or two, but like within, you know what I mean, within a year or two. But because you motherfuckers went right out and bought the iPhone anyway without the fucking charger in the box, now not only did they do it, but every fucking phone company right behind iPhone, including Samsung bitch asses, who acted like they weren't going to do it and then did it, they all followed suit and they did the same thing. This is what happened. These are greedy corporations. They're not your friends. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about your mom that's dying in a hospital. They can give a fuck. They want to take every fucking penny you got, and they'll take every penny you got as long as you make them take it. You don't fight back, you're going to keep getting your ass kicked. If you fight back, you might get your ass kicked, but at least you fucking fought back, and he might not fuck with you next time, or at least fuck with you as much. And you fight back the second time, third time, so at some point you'll find another new target. But if you fucking let them whip your ass, you're going to whip your ass today, tomorrow, the next day, the next week. And that's what you guys let these companies do. So if all you idiots keep buy the Switch 2 and you spend $80 on a game and another $80 here, Nintendo's gonna fuck the next generation, the next game, guarantee you it's gonna be $100, probably more. Next generation, we're gonna be spending $120, $130 per video game. And the console's gonna be fucking $800. And I wanna see what's the limit between you guys that's gonna make you stop. Because I'm putting my foot down with this shit. The PS5 Pro being $700. I got the original PS4 Pro. But the PS5 Pro being $700, Not necessarily the price of the console with its 450, 500, but the gaming price? Nah. I'm putting my foot down with that shit. Do y'all have the balls to put your foot down with them? That's what I want to see. Because it looks like, nah, you don't have the balls to do it. So they're going to keep raising it by $10 every generation or whatever. I wouldn't be surprised the next Zelda game, since the last Zelda game went up $70, I wouldn't be surprised the next Zelda game is $100. Like, they're like, oh, everyone loves Zelda. Let's put it $100. Zelda Breath of the Who gives a fuck. And everyone's going to go out and buy it because of Zelda. Like, this is the direction you're going to keep going to. I'm putting my foot down. I want to know when y'all going to put your foot down. Or are you just going to keep making them inch the dick in more into your ass? And you're going to be like, daddy. Because that's what y'all doing right now. This is Attack Emotions Back to the Fence while I'm out. Peace.